Tonight, we will undoubtedly hear more promises from Gretchen Whitmer about government solving all of our problems. But government doesn't solve our problems, we do. Our communities do. After all, the government created a housing problem by overregulation and burdensome mandates. Instead of more regulation, make it easier to build housing and we'll get more. Instead of that, though, Gretchen Whitmer wants to spend $1.4 billion to build or rehab housing. She wants you, the person paying your mortgage and ever-increasing property taxes, to subsidize her big government proposals. Government also produced declining student achievement by locking our children out of school, focusing on the wrong topics, and just throwing more money at the adults. But instead of having laser focus on reading proficiency or getting students caught up from the governor's own lockdowns, Whitmer allies want to create a homeschool registry. At a time when attendance at our government schools is at an all-time low, Whitmer wants to track homeschool students. How about cracking down on the government schools routinely failing our kids? In 2022, I proposed tutoring scholarships to help our students who are behind in reading or math to use existing private options that have been proven to work. Whitmer signed a tutoring initiative that is controlled by the government. And guess what? They tell us it might be ready this spring. That's 4 years after she robbed your children of those critical skills by locking them out of school. I know your urgency to get your child caught up. Unfortunately, Whitmer and the education blob don't share your urgency. Whitmer is more interested in using the teachers' union as a money laundering tool for Democrat campaigns than she is in providing your child with a world-class education. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Here are the facts. Fewer than 33% of Michigan students are proficient in reading or math in 4th and 8th grade. Grade 4 reading proficiency for Black students is only 10%, lower than any growing peer state. Michigan also ranked in the bottom 10 states for 4th grade reading, and that ranking is projected to remain stagnant unless drastic changes are made. Also, the number of 3rd graders who were proficient in reading dropped to its lowest point in the 9-year history of the test. Gretchen Whitmer's policies have devastated our children's future. She has not done any better for our financial future. Her lockdown orders crushed our small businesses. In 2022, Michigan's per capita personal income was 13% lower than the national average, undoubtedly a result of her crushing mandates. Sadly, today, the average Michigan resident earns 87 cents for every dollar earned on average in the U.S. What has Whitmer done? She created a special population council funded by lobbying interests and foundations. The head of the council recently warned Michigan's population may not grow until 2050. Michigan has fallen to 49th in population growth, leaving a declining population to fund the bill for her growing government and record-breaking budgets. Gretchen Whitmer's allegiance to the war on American energy will lead Michigan toward an even greater decline. Costs will increase for every Michigander, and business owners will head south to friendly regulatory environments. Tonight, you will hear Gretchen Whitmer tout her new climate bill that demands 100% renewable energy by 2040. Today, just 12% of Michigan's current energy production is generated from renewable sources. And even now, Michigan's power outage rate is double the national average. It's the 6th highest in the country. These are just more mandates signed into law for political optics, but with no plan for success. This will guarantee American businesses will not be looking to the state of Michigan for low-cost manufacturing in the future. Gretchen Whitmer will spend the remainder of this year trying to distract from her and Joe Biden's devastating policies by scaring women with abortion. It's her specialty. She's expressed her desire to lead the charge nationally to shame those who want to share their belief in the sanctity of human life and scare women into believing their rights are being threatened. This is a political tactic that has nothing to do with women's rights and everything to do with retaining power. She will celebrate her own election and joyfully credit the murder of unborn babies with her successful rise to power. Behind the scenes, Whitmer will continue to pull funding from prenatal and postnatal health care centers, special needs families, and adoption agencies, all to steal the choice from families and force her desired outcome, abortion. Michigan voters, not politicians, made a decision on abortion in 2022, and it's a closed issue in our state, regardless of the tactics Gretchen Whitmer tries to use to manipulate voters. Again, let me be clear. This was a decision made by voters, and no politician on the right or the left had an impact on it, nor will they in the future, despite Whitmer's rhetoric. It is time to support young women and families, something Gretchen Whitmer has proven she won't do in our state. Gretchen Whitmer spends more time plotting her cringy TikTok videos than she does trying to grow our beautiful state into a prosperous home for businesses and families. She sure has shown us that a politician obsessed with social media fame doesn't bring the leadership skills necessary to manage a critical state like Michigan. Whitmer's obsession with her brand has led Michigan to what is shaping up to be another lost decade. But we can bring Michigan back. Hardworking Michiganders who strive, innovate, and risk it all for their families and neighbors is what will bring our state back. And that's why we need to get government out of the way instead of forcing compliance and reliance. While Whitmer tries her best to paper over her failures tonight, you should know there's hope. You have the power to stop her attack on Michigan families, businesses, and education. You can use your voice and your vote to stop the meaningless regulation and mandates crushing our economy. Republicans promise to put money back in the pockets of people and support policies that will make it affordable and safe to raise a family in our state. Together, we will bring back strong businesses to Michigan, we will protect American energy, and lower the cost to individuals and businesses. We will grow our future the right way and bring more families here to enjoy the great state of Michigan. God bless you, and God bless the wonderful state of Michigan.